trying to fix the car lolly. Oh, lovely. Lovely.
It was the last time, Titanic, fare you well. When the Titanic had gone alone, the captain he hung on all aboard. It was the last time, Titanic, fare you well.
What are you trying to do? I'm not a pirate, and you're not a parrot. Bloody hell. I cannot work in this situation. I can't. No. Restrictive. Look, can't move my arm properly. Anyway, yeah, so first inspection. Anyway, let's have a look at the bits that I think normally go on Cortinas. It's down here, isn't it? Down here. Apparently water can get in the inside and sit here and rot, judging at other videos online. That looks alright, doesn't it? And you've got your, I haven't seen that before, that must be like the just a flap in it to stop water from kind of getting in there. Okay, further down I got something going on there, but that is solid. 2 screws. We'll get the inside card off in a minute, but oops, I'm getting all wobbly. Yeah, but first impressions are good. People have had a go at doing some quick rust repairs pretty badly in the past, using not quite the same colour paint. And that's looking a bit of a cause for concern. Right, I'll strip a bit back and see if we can find clear metal quickly, or whether that's ingrained or whether it's weak in it. That feels alright. And apart from that, that's good. Right, I'll turn it around on the stand if I can. It's a paint stand I'm using, which it's a bit flimsy, but these doors aren't massively heavy. I dropped one once from up there on a step ladder, and I managed to catch it mid-air and not break any limbs and land intact. One of my greatest ever achievements. Anyway, the other 3 are still up there somewhere. Yeah, this must have been the one I caught. Right, I'll turn it around. Let's see if we can have a better look. Oh, look at that. That's alright, isn't it? That's okay. That's okay-ish. We've looked at that before. That's about the nastiest bit we got there, isn't it? Okay. Right. Okay. I've even written on it. That's why I can't find these anywhere. Can anyone help? Because look, I mean, it might just be the fabric I need to get. Again, this is almost impossible to find specific fabric, but maybe this is okay. But on 1 or 2 of the other doors, I think the rear doors, these have actually perished and bits missing. So I'm gonna have to find. Every time I find door handle Mark III, I find the smaller normal ones, but these 2000E, late 2000E ones, I'm yet to find, and I think I'm going to need at least 1, if not 2, rear versions. Not sure if the rear one is maybe a different size to this. I'll check. I'll get one down and drop it again. Right, these are the tools that I've got for getting the trim off the chrome, the trim down here. I've got some specific plastic. These are quite forgiving, being they're soft plastic. Not hard plastic, but not too harsh on things compared to metal. various sizes and shapes. Simple one there, proper hooked one there, forked, and then a metal equivalent of that one. That's good, that does. That's worked on the body trim before. And then I've got some wider, thinner, they're not chisels, not as thin as a chisel, not sharp, but they do the job. Thinner one there, middle one there. And then I've got this one, which that's I think the recommended tool, isn't it, for all this stuff. Anyway, yeah, that's my weaponry of choice. Well, the wooden kind of trim interior upper piece here has come off with 3 screws, nice and easy. And of course we need to probably unscrew the door latch from its fixing underneath in order to pop it up. I'll do that next. Just to show you how easy that was, it was about 30 turns. There it is on this threaded bolt, I guess it is, that comes up from the internals of the car. And to put everything together over there, 3 screws, and then you got the, what do you call this, the veneer, the wooden veneer. Let's have a look at it. Ooh, 298100 is the code. Wood effect. Wood effect. Plastic, isn't it? Well, I didn't know that. It looks so realistic. Now what am I going to do? I mean, there's no need to do anything like you do with the wood treatment. It's as it is, I suppose. We'll just clean it up. It hasn't been weathered. It hasn't been affected by its age at all. Hence, it's, I guess, because it's plastic. Oh well, one less thing to do, eh? Terrible. I thought it was wood. Then you've got a nice clean Arizona gold all the way down there. No problems so far. One thing I've noticed is the plastic is still on. I'm guessing that's from the actual, when the car was new, eh? The factory. They haven't pulled it off completely, or is this a new piece, a replacement? And I don't know. Protective polythene is still on. That's quite strange, I thought, for a car of this age. Okay, the handle's off. 2 screws under there. In a kitty. Yeah, they came off easy. This one though, there, it just pulled out. There's barely any thread left on that. I guess from years of being pulled back and forth. So I'm guessing there's a little nut on the inside of that which is just broken, crumbled, you know, fatigued, and it's now down in the bottom there. I'm hoping that we can, if that is the case, that you can rethread that, clean it up, because without, you know, that's gonna kind of be a bit loose, isn't it, in the future? Those two won't hold. They'll hold it well, but you're gonna have a bit of play on the end if you can't get that secured. I will investigate. These kind of sound deadening or kind of paddings to, I don't know, just make a nice door seal, I suppose. When you're closing it, it'll butt up against the inside of the car. A bit of friction there. I think these are just stuck on with glue, so they're gonna have to be replaced, I suppose, aren't they? I get it all on film so I know where they go. Yeah, oh, let's put some new glue on the back of that. That's okay. What next? Right, let's get these off next, and then look, we've got our first casualty. We've got the handles cracked on the actual reel. Not a problem. I've got 4 replacements of these. That was difficult. They've all got, not all, but there's different patterns. There's slightly different patterns that you can get from memory. They're packed away somewhere. When I get them all out, I'll show you the subtle differences in the design of this and this piece here. They're not all like, I have got 4 the same, but I didn't like the look of these, so that's why I hunted for new ones. But to get 4 identical was a bit of a mission in the end. Right, first schoolboy error. luckily done on a part that's going to be taken off and not replaced. I tried to get this off, and I came in with a flat bladed screwdriver from this end, and I was just lifting it up very, very gradually. Didn't do the damage there, but when I then came in from the top and just pressed down, I got like a little, oh no, sorry, I did. I came in with a flat blade all the way through to here, pushed up a little bit, and then a little kind of divot appeared from within, and that's actually now like a sinkhole. So it's, yeah, just perished the plastic, being that it's so brittle as well. So that's how it should have done. I think I should have you push from the right hand side and push that way, and then you see the hole there. When they come to this part, it just pops off. But I thought it popped off, you know, just from maybe being secured to the lips on the outside. I didn't realize, so I was just trying to press it out when it was kind of caught in where it should be caught. What are you doing, kitty? Oh, bloody hell. Always wants to go in the roof and sink her claws into my lovely 2000E back seats, no doubt. That's how it goes. Right guys, this here has got these angled retaining clips, I guess they are, and they went in this direction. I was pulling up very gently, and they naturally slid on themselves right, luckily. Luckily I wasn't slightly angling my fork left, because I would have broken one. So I caressed it gently and they slid right, and then I kind of after it started moving right, I kind of thought, well, it wants to go that way, so I kind of pulled it and it just popped off. But of course on the next three I know exactly what to do now. You're going to be, well, as long as they put it in the same way, which I'm sure they were, you go in towards the front of the door, and then to put them back, which we'll try and do with one hand now. Yeah, sorry, there you go. I won't do it all the way, but you get the gist of it. Nice and easy, that one. Right guys, we had a stubborn popper here. Most of these door card poppers are just these green, fairly tame ones that you just lever out with a plastic lever I had, and pop, 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 they came. This one was harder. It's different. So if I can show you, we have here like a mushroom shape, and then the corresponding mushroom there, upper. Let's see if that turns. It can turn a little bit, but it's generally facing upwards. And we have, where's he gone? So to get it to pop off, you're pushing down, aren't you? You're pushing down because it's slotted up onto it. Okay, alrighty, that's good to know. I thought I'd be having to kind of move the door card up and out, so it's actually down. So there must be another one up here to correspond. So there's one on every corner by the look of it, and I luckily haven't ripped the door card shape up the mushroom there. That's still intact, so we got away with it. We need to make sure we get away with the next three. All right, door card is off. That looks okay, doesn't it? Dirty. I'm hoping we can get the grime off. You've got oily hands on it. I don't think mine, well, maybe lifting it here and there, but just everyone's hands over the years. Let's have a look underneath, turn it around. It's fine, isn't it? The problem was these corner bits, they really were locked in, so they all point inwards. So I couldn't work out how to get them off, because to get them all off at the same time, you'd have to kind of push the top ones up and the bottom ones down, I guess. Didn't make much sense. Or am I getting that wrong? Anyway, it was an absolute nightmare. In the end, I had to just go for it, and luckily they're resilient, they're quite strong, this cardboard, and it obviously flexed. They popped out, and it hasn't done a little bit of damage on that one, but the other three are good. Just in case you're wondering, these things just pop out. Just grab it and pop it. These push pop plastic rivet type things come out very easily. Oh my god, I'm being attacked by a cat here. Apologies. Where are you? There you are. Look, we just popped the rivet out, the plastic rivet. Thanks to you, no help whatsoever. I don't know what you're trying to do, cat. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? You won't leave me alone tonight, will you? I'm trying to work on the car. Lollybach. Very affectionate. Very affectionate cat. Yeah, where's your sister? God, I wish you'd go and fight with her sister, to be honest. Right, what you got in here? Have a proper look now and see if we need to treat. We will need to treat. There is corrosion. Not a huge amount, but that's a bit ugly, isn't it? And down there, aye. Yeah, we'll get the Henry in here. Then we'll start scraping, sanding, and then we'll give it a nice coat of rust preventative or primer. I don't know what's the best stuff to use there. Some kind of Dinitrol rust preventer or Furtan or something like that. Yeah, I got plenty of stuff. I just want to make rust converter. I guess you can use rust converter in there because I don't like using it, but that, you know, is out of sight. As long as it does its job, doesn't matter. But I guess it could have been a lot worse in there, couldn't it? Holes, drainage holes, and they've done their job. Where are they? They've done their job, but they're looking a bit sorry for themselves. So I suppose we just need to get in there as best we can, clean it all out, and then get your primer or your anti-rust solution in there to keep it good and working for another 30-40 years, hopefully. So there's some there, and there's some on this side. Yeah, look, they're full of rubbish. So they've done their job, but yeah, we got in there just in time. Okay, going back to the door handle, now I've got the card off, I can see exactly what's happening. So the screws here thread into the two, well, there's two, isn't there? 1 and 2 into the bracket. They just thread through into exactly into the hole. This though, I thought I'd lost a nut on the inside of the door because that's got thread, but it's a narrow thread, like it's worn down. It's just got a straight edge there and only thread on the north and south side. And actually what happens is there's two little jaws in there, top and bottom, see? You can just about make them out. So what you have to do is marry them up. So we'll put it in and show you. Put it in like that, and that should go in all the way. Have I done that wrong? Hang on. Yeah. No, I haven't done it wrong, sorry. This is how it goes. So you put it in like that, and then you twist it. And that does not come out. Okay, so that's released, not come out. That's how it works. That's a really good device actually, because if you had a nut that would corrode over time and then it would fall in and you'd have to get the door card off to fix this every time. But nice, there's no real need for the thread. It's more this part here, which is shaped to kind of slot in between these two teeth, and then bind behind them so when you're pulling hard, you ain't gonna come through. Hence the size of the bracket, I suppose. It's a sturdy bracket so that the whole door is pulled on that whole area rather than just this small area here, which would, of course, I suppose over time it would fatigue this and it would break. And some original Ford or replacement part polythene that's been left behind there and just pulled off in the showroom, maybe. So under there is pristine plastic. Anyway, I'm gonna take it off. Hell of a smell coming out of that. Real 70s Cortina smell. This I thought was finished. It's actually, as in, kind of ripped, but it's not. It just rolled up, so it's not affixed down here, obviously. But I wonder if it can be reattached. I think it was just glued down onto the foam, so we can re-glue that. Wash it first and re-glue. We can save this. Yeah, I was wondering whether I might need to replace, and I can't find this part anywhere. I had no luck at all, so I think we've saved this. The foam's all right as well. Inside the door, towards the front there, on the base, looking good. Right, wing mirror removal. Undo this screw, nice and easy, and then simply pull forward, and it is locked in by a stopper plate at the front there, which the screw threaded into, and then a curved one at the back, which, as you can see here, so there, yeah, once the screw was out, there was nothing stopping that front piece, and then the back lip was just sitting kind of here, and it popped over. That was easy. So you pull that away. First door card off, and we're just going to try and get rid of the worst stains using a stain remover. It's had a hoover, stain remover on, and we'll see how it gets on. If I can't get the horrible oily marks that were on it off, although it looks like it's worked. I mean, that was black before. It's already looking much better. If there's anything still remaining after this, I've got some more powerful stuff in the shed, which I had for the carpet when that came out. But this is just first inspection of this. It looks good, I think. I mean, I'm not going to get anything better secondhand than that. That's absolutely mint, apart from the horrible grimes, which, you know, that's just handprints over time. Material is nice. There's no wear. So yeah, let's just get this back as best we can. Carpet cleaner at work. After this, let it dry, and then steam it, I guess. Look at that. That's where the hand winder was, the window winder, for a long period of time. Obviously that's when it was shut. That was the angle, and over the years the shade made the sunlight damage the rest of the door card, and that must be more like the original colour. Well, I've got myself a welder and the gas and all the accessories. Took the plunge today because we're getting close to needing to weld in a few weeks' time, I think, which meant I had to buy some, well, not buy, these are the living room curtains, which I've stolen to put over the glass so that we don't get any sparks flying into the new door. And then we go around to the car. But yeah, costly venture getting the welder, but I did have it. This is a gasless welder, an old one given to me by a friend. I'm going to give it back to him. It is pretty old, and with none of the accessories and the you know, the stuff I needed to go with it, I didn't have much of a clue. So I went to my local dealer. He explained everything in detail about welders. These ones were the most popular for hobbyists, sold a lot of them in lockdown. And he, you know, your local shop, nothing beats it really. He gave me a demo. I've never welded before. He actually fired it up for me, and we welded some stuff in the shop, which I couldn't believe. You know, the level of service E&M Aberystwyth was fantastic. And, you know, even plugging the coupling in, you know, little things like that. I've never done it before. I didn't know. I mean, it's much easier than I thought it was going to be. But just to have that peace of mind now to carry on. But we'll have a full look at that when I come to use it. But just to say, it's worth paying a little bit more locally, and then you get all that service, and then if there's anything wrong with it, you can go back and they can help sort you out. So tonight, what I've done is a little bit of sill work. I've started to kind of look at getting this sill off, because it needs replacing, and even I want to see the inner sill and see how bad that is. I think it's okay, but there's a bit of concern around here. Yeah, so this is what I've done so far. We've drilled out these. It is a laborious task, isn't it? There's no shortcuts. So we've chugged along. I've got a couple off. I've had to make a special tool for my drill, because the drill head was, the body of the drill was catching here. So I've had to extend the bit. The spot weld bit that you get is a standard width, standard length. So I'll show you what I've done in a minute. Yeah, so I'm going to go along here. And then I thought, well, let's cut this here so we can get a bit of a... I've taken my gloves off now, but if I do it carefully, you can start rocking it then. Same on the other side. And then here, found the welds, but then you're drilling this, aren't you? Which you don't really want to do. So I thought was, if I take this off, to just ground away this rot, and under here we've got, if you can see there, if I point, I'm going to get in the way of the light, and let's just try with this hand. I've got the two, one, two, 1, 2, 3, and then there's a 4. There's probably another 2 there as well. So there's 6, at least 6 there. So I want to drill from underneath, and if I can get an angle on that, I will. If not, I suppose, you know, a lot of people have to do it this way, and if we do have to do some of them this way, I suppose you just there's a way of filling in the drill holes afterwards with the welder. I don't know, I haven't come to that bit yet. So I'm going to carry on. I'm going to try and get this piece off tonight. The bottom should be easier because it's more rotten, so thinner in theory. So find these ones as well, pop it off, and then we've got the whole of the rest of it to do as well, with the A and the B pillars all the way down. So it's going to take a while, isn't it? It's going to take a few hours, I would say. And I've not really drilled spot welds before in any big way. Did a couple on the wheel arch, but need to get it off. So this is the start of the metal work on the car, really. Official start. Oh yeah, my new tool. So there's your standard bit. That's what comes with the spot weld driller. And then, like I said, it was catching on the sill here when I was drilling in because of the angle. So I found myself just a socket set extender. Usual, it's a 7mm, which fits on the end of that. Of course, it doesn't catch, it doesn't stick, so you've got to be careful it doesn't wobble out when you're drilling. And then this is an Allen key. I think it's a 7mm. Would it be? No. To go into there, it'll be a 5mm. So I just got it in a vise, hacksawed off the end, the short end of the Allen key. It's just a cheap Allen key that you get free with a kid's bikes, you know, that kind of thing. And then we still got a straight hex to go in, and it's all right. Yeah, quite tight fit there. And then this goes in the end. So I was gonna have to down tool tonight because I didn't have a way to do the job earlier. But now with this, I mean, it's not perfect, but it does it. It does the job okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. There'll be any rush to get this. He's just sat down a couple of minutes ago.
So there we got a hole in the inner sill. Hopefully just localized. I don't want to have to take that out as well. I'll get the Henry out in a minute, hoover all this out. In addition to those three that we've got from the inside of the sill, there's a couple. I think there's a couple up there as well. Hang on, let's try and focus. There's two up there. Waiting for my head torch to charge because there's no easy way to put a light anywhere near close enough to get a good light to make the pilot drill for those two. I can actually get the drill in. Hang on. We can get the drill in there. Just about. So that's good. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment on this outer sill removal. Ugh. More holes in the inner sill. OMG. And we're getting away, chipping away here, literally with a chisel and drill bit and prizing, trying not to damage the inner sill lip. So I've lost my wide screwdriver heads. I don't know where they've gone, so I'm looking for them at the moment. But that one's gone. He's on the way. I'm going to carry on. Yeah, but it's not looking good on the inside. Let's get some light in it. There we go. There's the seat belt, whatever it is. Attachment, affixment, whatever it is. Fixing. There's the seat belt affixing. We'll carry on looking, but it's not looking great, is it, for the inner sill at the moment? That is bad news. It's like a Rice Krispie ad in it at the moment. We've had two pops. We've had a snap and a crackle. We just need a pop. So I think he's gone 1, 2, 3, 4. We're up to this one now, which looks like it needs a bit more drilling actually. But yeah, this rocking motion does seem to work. Oop, there's another one. I think it's actually the lower parts are not quite gone. So let me get in there again with the drill bit just for a little bit more drilling, and that'll help it along. Oh God. Oh God. I'd have to say this rear offside corner is the worst part of the car. Outer sill, almost completely rotted here. Inner sill, it's affected. You know, that's gone, isn't it? All the way up to there. And I haven't even checked up there, but that should be better. On the inside it looks fine, but then you see the holes from today's work and it's popped through, so it's very weak. Then we've got no outer tub here, but the tub elsewhere looks all right without taking off this, but it could be bad up to God knows where, so that needs repairing. And then the outer wheel arch as well is rough as. Then you've got every panel in this area is bad, so outer quarter, lower quarter, inner lower quarter, and then we've got an inner rear valance, outer rear valance. This whole part of the car is much worse than the rest of the car. The other side isn't half as bad as this. These are both okay. The valance is bad. Well, it's worse this side, but it's affected, so the whole thing's coming off. Yeah, so if you were just to base this car on this part, you wouldn't restore it, but luckily the floor is good, the roof is good, the pillars are good, boot's good, boot floor's good, engine bay's good, apart from the front valance and the what do you call it, the cross member parts of that need replacing. Apart from that, it's all good. Let me get this right. The inner tub folds around to here. This is the only part of the inner tub. Inner tub. God, I can't get this right, can I? Inner tub and the inner sill meet there. I believe, and so we do have an issue here with this part's going to need replacing, and that's where it all bonds, isn't it? So you've got inner tub, inner sill meeting, and then the outer, which is completely missing, the outer tub comes down, and guessing it welds to this. So you've got a triple weld here, all completely needs replacing, cutting out and completely replacing. Inner sill right at the back, it's already had a repair piece, looking at that. So this car's got a history of issues in this area, and they've patched it there to keep it strong. It's only up to here. It's only about 10, 15 centimeters. That'll make it a bit more difficult. But anyway, that's what I've discovered. We're getting along. Okay, I think the jacking mount's gonna have to come off as well, so we can get into the behind there inner sill, ready for removal of that too. Oh guys, this jacking point reinforcement is not even going to need much drilling to get off. Look at it, it's all mashed up behind there. Wow. So we're doing a cross member donation. I need this part because I'll take you around here with the lights. Let's get the lights up. As you can see, my bits in that lower section are bad. Over there isn't so bad. That's all good. It's these middle bits and lower bits down here that have rotted away. Yeah, inside there is not as bad. Getting in there is going to be a problem. I'm guessing we're going to have to probably sandblast in there, which means taking this shell outside. But this bit can all be done by sanding and wire wheeling. Yeah, anyway. This ain't the best, but it's thick where it needs to be. It's got its own issues in places, but this is good enough. It's thick enough to do something with. Just need to get it all rust free. So I'm going to cut this out where I marked, clean up the other side, get it all rust free, and then we can do the shenanigans with the welding. So, going down, drilling through, finding spot welds, drilling them out, and up here was a bit tortuous, but we got there, pulling them away, grabbing the, where is it? Using these, and then grabbing, twisting the metal around, not too harshly. If there was a piece still stuck on, then what I was doing was getting the grinder on it, just to really gently, just the final piece of metal, or going back with the drill. So basically, chase it down with, where are we? Find your next. Do one, find your next one, and then so I'm pulling it away like that. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm in a dilemma. The front valance, take the whole thing off, or just cut the bottom bit, which is bad. I mean, I've sanded back and it's good steel even here. So I think I'd need to cut to be safe around about here all the way down, and you could graft on the bottom half of the new Valance. It would save a lot of time, I guess, because this is all good and getting all that off, obviously a big pain. I've consulted a local guru, a mechanical automotive guy that is more into Ferraris and T4 VWs than Cortinas, but he reckons if this is good enough, just cut it rather than take the whole thing. So that's an option. I mean, down here is completely gone, isn't it? So, right, update on the Valance. We're chopping off the lower third of it. As you can see, it's pretty rotten down the bottom. So I've gone up a safe distance to good metal. Nice, thick good metal there. We had trouble getting it off the, trouble finding spot welds on the cross member vertical lips. That one, yeah, a bit of a nightmare. Down here though, I found these ones easier. There was two, and the second one is just, I think I've got it. I've just, with the Dremel, I've just gingerly cut there. I mean, just need to kind of back and forth now. I think a bit more on the Dremel. Back and forth. Ooh, a load of dust came out there. But yeah, that'll be off in a couple of seconds. Then I'll have a good inspection of what's left under the masking. Sand it all back this afternoon now. Get all this back to clean metal. Look underneath into the inside, into what's, this is all, this section here of the cross member is coming off. I've got a replacement part for that. And then it's just a case of if we can save the rest of it. It's a bit nasty in places, so that's going to be next. I'm wondering whether to build a tent in here and sandblast that. If I can get away with not doing that, I will. If I can get access in to just wire wheel it, I think I'll do that because it'll be a lot less messy. Right, let's go. All right, there it is. Front lower Valance cut and off. I'm going to keep it because I want to match up the template to the new one. Size and also the angle of the lip at the bottom here, I think is a bit different to the one I've got. So I need to, actually it's not as bad as I thought. So yeah, I just want to run it over the new one, and to make sure that this angle here, this little lip here is the same. I've seen better days, isn't it, this? This one on the other side is all good until there. So it's just in the, right on the Valance. It's on the junction with the inner Valance, and we've got that part. Well, I say we've got it, I better check the actual quarter first. And then the big news is, where are we? Chassis rail off the second quarter. Got it in from round the back, and the piece I need is completely intact. Let's shine some light down there. Look, I think that's a bit of dust in the corner, but it's survived. It's survived, whereas the boot floor there, completely rotted right next to it. This bit I need, and that is handy, isn't it? So good news there. I've got to get the inner Valance out anyway of the car. It's blown, so there's a huge restoration job to do at the back of the car, of which this section will now form part of.